live. We've still got a pumped audience with us, getting very excited about this matchup. Infused versus Reason, top spot, bottom spot, clashing together. I already think I know what your predictions are going to be for this match, gentlemen. Gregan, but let's get it anyway.
I think it's going to be Infused, as I'm sure you're expecting, the #1 seed. But it's not just going to be Infused. I think they're going to win this game without conceding a goal.
Wow, okay. And can I get a what from you on set?
Reason are going to lose to Infused.
Oh, hello.
Series. Yeah, Infused are going to take this. I'm sorry, I wish I could say something different, but yeah, Infused.
Well, listen, I'm hoping that Reason turn up and give us a bit of a display. That is what I am looking for. I'll tell you what we've got right now is we've got two casters eagerly anticipating this match. Gentlemen, how are you feeling about it? Shogun, how are you feeling about this one?
Well, it's seed #1 versus seed #8, so give me a second.
Okay.
I'm a president.
Oh, look at this. Popcorn to enjoy the match. That is a first. Thank you so much, Shogun. That's what he thinks of this matchup. Johnny Boy, what about yourself on this one?
I think he's pretty accurate there. Just enjoy the show. Hope you like one-sided matches.
Over the cable, you impressed?
Yeah, I warned Shogun. Remember, take off your headset, put it on the table, don't trip on the wire. But he followed all the instructions, made it, and he got back. So
I was actually saying
that
to
was
him
good.
as I got off, it's like, take the headphones off. Don't fall over.
But you did say that in your head, so that's good.
I know, I didn't have to
You didn't
say it
vocalize
all the way
your
out loud.
internal thoughts, which is good.
But
It's always a
that's
good
actually
thing.
what we're paid to do, so I'm not very good at this, am I?
But yeah, Reason, they're going to struggle. As the caster, or as the analyst just said, it's
I'm already
going
munching
to be,
away.
Yes, it's going to be tricky, of course, for them to score a goal.
Yes.
Like Gregan said. I think I agree. It's not a terrible prediction, honestly, that Reason won't score. I think they might score, but only because Infused might just have some fun with this. I think if they were try-harding and they were going, if somebody told Infused, hey, Doomsy, I'll give you £1,000 if you don't concede, I don't think they concede. Or maybe that pressure would get to him.
Well, you're the one in a position to do that, so go ahead, Orin.
Oh, no, I'm never going to put that on Doomsy. I can't trust him with my money. But we will see. Will Reason find the back of the net? Or will they crumble, as we all expect? It's been 2 3-0s so far today. Everybody expecting a third. And league leaders Infused against the struggling, the floundering Reason. But the first shot does go to Rix. And it wasn't a bad passing play, actually.
I'm almost hoping that everything that has been said before this game has lit a fire under Reason Gaming, as we see them automatically being much more aggressive than we've seen from them previously. Oh. Last week, didn't score any goals in those opening 2 games. They managed to pick themselves up a trio, I believe, in their final game against Method. So certainly a very bad schedule for them in terms of taking on Method and then Team Infused almost immediately. But a very good start from them so far. They have kept themselves competitive, but they need to really watch out for the rotations and the speed of Team Infused.
Yeah, not a bad start for Reason at all. And if they can keep this up, I think a goal would be on the cards. There's no doubt about it. But it's so dangerous. If they give Infused an inch, they're going to take him out. It's a good save by Rix. He's had a couple of good plays this game. This is not a good situation. Ignite with all the time in the world. Gets a point-blank save. He really should have done better placing that shot, though, Shogun.
Yeah, there was a goal within the goal there, and he decided to hit it straight into where the trio of players from Reason are sitting. That you cannot afford to take too much time against Team Infused when you want to play that ball out of your half. That's going to be setting itself up, but there'll be no follow-up. Doomsy can take his time, and he has done so.
Well played,
Gets
Doomsy.
a big block there on Frag, and Frag really will be the player that we're looking at on Reason as the standout mechanical player who really needs to have a big series if they really want to have a shot at taking on the current league leaders in Team Infused. But 2 minutes down, I have to say, this has been the best performance I've seen so far out of Reason.
Yeah, I would not disagree. They're looking pretty sharp on the rotation. Like I said, Frag is the player that we're going to be watching the most. He's coming in today, replacing Epic Solutions, who has been struggling, alongside Rix and Swasix. But almost half the game gone. Infused haven't had that many chances, apart from the one that Ignite should have put away. Reason have done well to keep their net safe and away from danger.
Well, Ignite will put that one up high, but straight over to Frag, who has got time. putting a lot of loose balls out there, and that could end up costing Reason Gaming. They're going to try to go for the clear.
That's good block
there from Swasix actually means 7am is on the back foot, but no follow-up. Reason Gaming have done a very good job of moving themselves into the midfield. Now we need to see what they can do.
Well played.
In the Team Infused half, but aggressive all over the pitch. That will go off the crossbar, and there'll be no follow-up as Ignite pushes it to the side. Doing a very good job with the setup here, Johnny Boy. Now we need to see the finish.
That was probably second best chance of the game there for Frag. Had he put it bar down, like we just saw Magnus doing several times in the previous series, that would have found the back of the net. I don't think Infused were ready to deal with the shot that would have gone bar down at 100+ kilometers an hour.
7am actually loses that challenge. But Ignite with the follow-up. That's going to be a big problem for Reason Gaming, is that they have struggled to get those follow-ups. So unless that ball necessarily goes straight in from the challenge, I don't see a way Reason Gaming get a goal. The Frags goes opportunity. Doomsy's managed to hold himself entirely. And if that could have been a little bit more powerful, could have really tested the Infused captain.
Oh, this hasn't really been Infused playing particularly badly. They might have been a bit careless with their possession, giving it to Reason a bit easily. But what a step up from Reason. They're going toe-to-toe with Infused in speed and in pressure territory. Almost everything is a 50-50 until Sebadam is going to break what was a perfectly even tie. Great pass by Ignite.
Yeah, the whole build-up play there, so good. Sebadam can strike with the best of them. And he does manage to find the bottom right-hand corner, not necessarily pushing it for power, but instead just wants to keep it away from the rotating back Reason defender. The one thing I am very happy about right now, Johnny Boy, is my popcorn. It can be used for a different reason.
It can.
Not to try and sit through a very one-sided game, but Reason are stepping up to our league leaders. And this could be a very interesting series indeed, as long as they can maintain their nerve and build upon what has been a very good opening. Almost managed to turn that one straight in. Team Infused having a lot of questions asked about their defense, but great turnabout play.
Yeah, Ignite once again, great efficiency. And it was just the ability by Infused to place their shots as accurately as they have that's given them the lead. That and some great passing. They've worked the ball from their end of the field into the Reason Gaming net twice now. And you know, if the player who's starting off that possession goes for a long shot, it's never going to reach the goal in time. But by passing to each other, they're able to add more and more speed to the ball as it makes its way down the field, beating out the defenders. And they might be able to hold Reason to nil. Yes, they will. And that is so far so good for Gregan's prediction. He did not expect Reason to score. I imagine he expected Infused to lead by more than 2, though.
I don't think he expected Reason to come that close. There was a couple of shots in there that, if we weren't at the camera angle we thought we were at, they looked dangerous. They certainly did. So Reason, despite the loss, I actually feel comfortable saying their best performance so far this season.
Yeah, they did not look too bad at all. They were going toe-to-toe with Reason. They brought the best out of Infused. It was great passing plays that got the first and the second goal. And if Reason could keep making pressure like they did in the first game, I think they're going to get a goal. I don't think they've shown us enough to call winning the series or even giving Infused some trouble. But still, a good, solid performance. It's a shame for them that it took this long to step up, play at this pace and play this organized, because really it took some good passing plays from Infused to break a solid Reason Gaming rotation and defense.
Yep, but this now brings up a new thing for Reason. The rotation has now been fixed up. It looks very standard, but it is steady at the same time. So this has now opened up an opportunity for Infused for those passing plays, because there's not necessarily that much challenge in the midfield area. It looks like Reason are very happy to play either offense or defense, nothing really in the middle. So that might end up being a problem. But Team Infused have managed to stay away from the rattling force that Reason came out with in that first game. But we need to see more of the same.
And it is Ignite who has been the main man in terms of assists for Infused. So that's particularly impressive to me, because this is a man who missed the first series of the Gfinity Elite Series for them. Of course, Radio played alongside Sebedam and Doomsy for that match. But Ignite, despite that fact, has entered week 5 as the league leader in assists, and he's got another one under his belt after game 1. A very selfless pass to Sebedam. So keep an eye out for that man. He's got a good eye on him. And we talked about Sebedam and Doomsy as being longtime teammates, but Ignite getting so many assists is a great sign for them as a trio. Great play by Doomsy. Phenomenal recovery. Swasix does well.
Now Sebedam has to play this by himself, but well positioned,
Well
cuts it
done.
out early, and also sets himself up. Sebedam a rock on Team Infused.
Oh, and this is, unfortunately for Reason, the sort of goal that we have been seeing them concede. That was a no-pressure situation. Doomsy and Ignite both inside the Reason Gaming goal. All that was left for Infused in the midfield was Sebedam, but the defense for a Reason, they hit the ball right at him, and then he just hit it straight back into their net.
I mean, Sebedam wasn't even necessarily in the midfield.
He was just
was
waiting.
right next to
He was
him.
playing correctly. He was playing safe. He knew that he couldn't overcommit. But Doomsy and Ignite so far at the game. Oh! And this is now looking very messy for a Reason. And 2 uprights come to the rescue. Will we have a third? No, Rick's Ronde was swatted away. Reason Gaming had great organization and defense in game 1, but it's not looking like a similar story so far in game 2.
Certainly does not need to make more full rotations on that back post in order to give themselves a much larger range of movement. So far,
Good dunk.
struggling to do that. I think it might be an over-enthusiasm from that last game. They've seen that they can really take this game to Infuse, so maybe over-capitalizing to see these passing plays yet again, but the pass from Ignite will not find Doomsy, who was too close to the middle. Frag is actually going to have to try and deal with a charging Doomsy. Did manage to get away. Frag, I haven't seen him once so far this game outside of defense. It's clear he's trying to take that as his main mode. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Frag, and I think most of Reason Gaming, they've been forced into that defensive posturing just by the fact that they're against a team who are more mechanically gifted, faster, hitting the ball more cleanly, with more purpose. And that's another great dunk by Doomsy. He's doing a good job this game to get that final touch at the end of his air dribbles and aerials. Doesn't want to just air dribble it straight towards an opponent and then let them take the ball for free. Make sure to get in the way at the last second. Shots are just raining in right now to the Reason Gaming goal. Seems like it's only a matter of time before they're going to let another one in, and surely Doomsy barred down and in after Sebedam double touch assist.
Absolute class there from Sebedam. Those double taps always can put a defender off guard and completely puts Frag out of position.
Yeah.
There's no way he can respond, and Doomsy powers his way in. Gregan, still correct.
Yeah, still right.
He's about halfway through, if his prediction is going to be correct.
Oh dear, this is a absolute mess from Reason. They're trying a fake kickoff play, but Swasix didn't get the memo. He cheats up into the midfield, and that leaves their net wide open. Fake kickoffs. You kind of need to have a goalkeeper in net if you're going to try and pull off that strategy. So now Reason Gaming, their communication is falling to pieces. I mean, we can sympathize with that. They're really up against it here. They started strong. They still weren't able to get a goal, even after one of their best performances of the series so far. They're denied once again by Ignite. They're still getting chances. It's not going to be a freebie for Infused to complete the shutout. Almost 7 minutes of gameplay left in the series at the least. Can Infuse hold a Reason to nil?
It would be our second clean sweep of this season so far. There's going to be an attempt at the follow-up, but with that lead, Team Infused will feel pretty comfortable right now. They've settled themselves into a pretty standard rotation, just leaving someone back ready to almost cannonball themselves towards the net.
It's really well done by Sebedam. He didn't have much boost in that situation, but he kept his speed up. He kept his momentum. Hold on.
You're on,
Rick Ronde has got the goal that they so badly want. They're still down by 2 in game 3. But it was a wide open net. Ignite missed the boost to the back corner. I don't think it would have mattered. The rotation was a little bit too wide. And they're on the board. There is still hope for Reason Gaming. 1 minute and 9 seconds. Can they find more goals? They've answered one question. They've been able to find one. But now they've got an even bigger task ahead of them.
And for 2 goals in 1 minute, We have legitimately seen crazier things happen.
Oh yeah.
Only just last week. 20 seconds.
Infused have been there.
Infused have...
On the other side of the scoring.
Well, it's only fair at this point if they were to hand it back over to Reason. But it will not be handed to them. As Reason have actually got an opportunity. Doomsy will find himself by
It's
himself.
another chance.
As that's going to be bouncing around, but Doomsy, lovely recovery. Lands straight on the wall, facing towards his own wall, and allows himself to get back just in time. This is one thing I'm noticing a lot though. Frag, he does not want to jump. It almost seems like Frag is relying on himself as the last line of defense. Does not want to go forward. And that's going to cost them in the future. They need him to have trust in his teammates to cover that defense.
Well, this is all or nothing now. They need a goal if they're going to have a chance in game 2, and it just isn't going to happen. Infused have let one slip, and they will be annoyed at themselves for that. I guarantee it. They will not like that they've let Reason through what has been mostly a pretty unseparable defense. There's not been many holes for Reason to exploit, but one is all it took for them to get that goal for Rix. Sebedam did have a very good game there. 2 assists, 1 goal. He is involved in every single goal that they scored. Great recovery, great speed. He didn't rely on, or didn't over-rely on boost. It's really refreshing to see that, a player who's willing to go forward into the offensive rotation, even though they only have 20 or so boost to their name. He keeps up his speed by flipping and staying at supersonic by not overturning. But we do have Ariel in the crowd. She's with, I believe, well, let's just say probably some Doomsy fans.
You're right to presume that, because this is Adam here, and I was like, who are you supporting? And he was like, Infused. And I was like, am I right to presume that you love Doomsday? And you do, don't you?
Yeah.
But you're also a Rocket League player, aren't you?
Yeah.
So could we see you here up on the stage in a couple of years?
I don't know.
You got to be 16. How old are you now?
12.
12. Right, that's 4 years of practicing. 4 years of practicing, I reckon you could be just as good as Doomsday.
I don't know.
Our last match today is Epsilon and Envious. Who do you think is going to win that?
I'm not too sure. I like both of the teams, but...
I like that you're being impartial. You're basically answering like a good politician here. You're being very direct. So, do we think Infused has got this in the bag?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Thanks very much, Adam. Back to you guys.
We knew it would be a Doomsy fan. They're everywhere. They're just all over the place. Every time you go and talk to someone in the crowd, they just want to see Doomsy. But we might see a bit of Doomsy in the replays here. It was mostly the Sebedam show in the second game. Self-pass off the backboard. Good finish as well. But no, Sebedam doing a great job this game. Like I keep saying, to just manage his boost so efficiently.
Sebedam is always a constant menace across the team. Definitely the quietest player verbally on his team, but when it comes to being on the pitch, that boy knows how to shout.
Well, he really, really is a player who cares so much about winning. This would mean so much to him. They did take a tough loss at Insomnia 60, getting to the final undefeated and then losing to a team they'd already beaten twice. Doomsy is, I don't know what he's doing there, but he's ready for game 3, I hope, because we are going to get started.
There was 2 things happening there. Doomsy was being cheeky, and Sebedam was putting up with him. That is basically how Team Infused works.
It's how you have to operate if Doomsy's in your team. You just have to put up with a lot of that sort of shenanigans.
Speaking of people we usually have to put up with, I hear Marky Dular's around.
I saw it, yeah. He gave me a phone and he's asking, how do I find the Gfinity Elite Series? There's signs everywhere if you want to come down here. It's so easy to find.
Can't miss it.
Right in the middle of Fulham Broadway. You can't miss it. And definitely do come down. Grab yourself some popcorn like Shogun. Maybe give it to a friend like Shogun. You never know.
Using the word friend very loosely. I class Gregan as someone I've met.
I've met him as well. He's
hey!
Yeah, he's all right. He's terrible at predictions, though. He thought Reason weren't going to score.
Who would ever think that?
I know.
Sebedam score, though.
Sebedam, man of the moment. He's able to put Doomsy's antics to one side and just clang another one right into the net. Tough to stop that, even if you were in right position.
Sebedam trying to do his best Magnus impression with the accuracy and power of that shot. He's got a lot more goals to get, though, if he wants to try and equal the amount of goals Magnus got against Reason last week, which was 10. That's a lot of work to do, considering this might be the very last match if they take this win.
And in a 3-0 as well. It's not like that was a drawn-out 5-game series.
Oh.
What a save by Seb. Point-blank range. Yeah, you might expect to see 10 goals in a back-and-forth 5-game series where teams are just knocking blows out of each other, but that was a one-sided 3-0. Or rather, Magnus slammed 10 past Reason. Single-handedly, top scorer of the league by some margin. Just while we're talking about stats, Sebadam is, or at least was, going into week 5, the league leader for saves by a long way. He's had a couple more today, so making sure to stay on top of that stat leaderboard.
Oh, Rix, that was a lot of boost wasted as he tried to get himself stuck back onto the wall. Ended up wasting absolutely all of it and didn't get stuck in anywhere that he could retaliate and use the ball. So Reason Gaming still find themselves down. They could go down even further, but Sebadam passing that out to an awaiting nobody. So Reason Gaming have got opportunities, but that is a dangerous pass right there across the face of their own net. And if they're not playing that speed, very possible for the interceptions. Team Infused ramping up the pace, and they get the goal.
I love how well Doomsy is using this far post position. Look at, he's already moving over there way before the ball arrives at the far post. And it's so hard to deal with that if you're looking at it defensively. We were on board with the goalkeeper there. The ball comes across the box, and it's only when it finally reaches the far post that he sees Doomsy's already there, and he's already shooting. He's already scored before you've got time to process the center ball. But Doomsy's been doing that a lot recently. Great use of the far post. That's how they got the crazy comeback against Prophecy. Doomsy was just lurking there. That is why he is the leading goal scorer for Team Infused. Very opportunistic and very good ability to read the game as it develops an attack.
So still 2 minutes remaining. This has been all Team Infused so far this game. As you can see, Reason Gaming really want to get themselves forward. They want to get themselves back on that score sheet. One will not be enough. Although shots like that might make it difficult. Sebadam, that boost is not turning up for you, I'm afraid. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, it's going to get taken by someone else.
That's a lovely pass.
There it is.
There's Rick Ronde. Turns it into the net. He might be looking for team. Not looking for the goal, though. He found it.
You found the goal. LFG. Good placement by Rix. You saw Doomsy pre-jumping, sticks it low. They are only 1 goal down. We've been talking a lot about how one-sided this series has been, just because Infused haven't looked that shaky at the back at any moment. But that's now the 2nd goal they've conceded. 1 more, and then we have got a chance for Reason Gaming to take the game. And way at the other side of the field, Rix is on the score sheet yet again.
Double commit there, beat by Frag. And that is a lovely finish off there by Rix. Ronnie kept his cool. And Reason Gaming doing a much better job of now starting to beat the Team Infused players to the ball.
Let's forget about the conversation of Reason Gaming not being able to score. That's an open net for Doomsy. Not enough boost to get the double touch. Should have scored on the first hit. Hey, Reason Gaming. They're in with a real shot here to take a game. And honestly, with how close game 1 was, this series is not over yet. What a surprise that the one game that Reason have really showed up and look like they have a chance in is against league leaders Infused.
It's not actually as rare as you might think. A lot of people, whenever they see the top people around, the top dogs, decide, you know what, there's nothing we can lose here. Let's just throw everything at this and see what we can get. And this has clearly been shown in Reason Gaming's play so far. So much more aggressive, so much better positioning than we've seen them at any other point throughout this season. And now they might be in a position to try and convert that into a win. As Doomsy launches that over to Sebadam. Sebadam tries to put that straight into the middle. I don't know if he was looking for the net or for Doomsy. Either way, still dangerous, but Reason Gaming's rotation holding up strong as they continue. I feel like they just want to cause some sort of chaos on the Team Infused half. But
Ignite double touch.
They cannot afford to allow Ignite, who is the king of those clutch backboard hits.
That is such a good double touch. Not only does he hit that ball perpendicular to the backboard, but he air rolls and starts flying after it immediately. Perfect efficiency, great use of boost. That is one of the best goals that we've seen, one of the best individual goals that we've seen in the entire Elite Series. And Ignite, we talked about it being the assist machine for Infused, but he really has some great scoring potential. Oh, hold on, speaking of which, Rick's had another chance to put a fourth past Infused for himself, but they need a goal right now. This is it. Can Reason Gaming shock us all by taking Infused to overtime? It doesn't look likely. The ball is up in the air, but it's at the wrong side of the field, and Ignite grounds it. 3-0 Infused.
And with that, Team Infused will confirm their spot in the playoffs. It is now mathematically impossible for them not to qualify.
They'll be playing for seeding, of course. They want to take that number 1. They want to keep the win streak going. 5-0 on week 5. Infused looking pretty good. It wasn't as easy as they might have expected it to be. But they did well. They got the job done. Great individual goal by Ignite to finish off the series.
And with that, Team Infused move up to 15-3 throughout the entirety of the Gfinity Elite Series. They're on a roll right now, and they'll be looking to continue that, but they've still got some big matches to come, Envious being one of them.
Yep. Envious are on a tear as well. They're another team on a win streak, and we'll see them in the last match of the day, a very much anticipated match of the day. And they're trying to just put the pressure on Infused. They're trying to stay right behind them so that when that matchup against Infused comes up, they can try to steal that number 1 seed and get a better playoff opponent. Sorry.
The problem for Infused right now is that they are the team that everyone is gunning for. We spoke to Mog this earlier. They feel like they can take down Infused. Everyone we've spoke to so far not only think they can take down Infused, but even though it might be one of the most difficult matches you can get in that semi-final, they want
Infused. They want that matchup.
Everyone wants that run back.
Look at that double touch from Ignite, though. The setup was so pristine. He even started air rolling as he was making the touch, so not an easy thing to do, especially he didn't even have that much boost, and he was hardly moving when he hit that shot. So really, really well done by him. But we do have one other storyline to go back to, and that is Gregan's prediction getting shattered by Rick's Ronde and the Reason Gaming boys. I can't wait to see the look in his face. Tom, I can't quite see it from over here. Have you got a good look?
We're thoroughly enjoying it, Johnny boy. Thank you very much to Shogun as well. We've been practicing with the popcorn. Come on, guys, let's do this. We can do this.
I've got to find a good bit. Ready?
All right, here we go. Yeah, so anyway, we've been practicing and it's paying off. We're actually thinking of forming our own. That was so bad. So forming our own Rocket League team, but with the passes like that on set, it's going to be back off the backboard and into...
Communications down. We're struggling. We're
Listen,
definitely struggling.
We've got to talk about it. They were just too strong, Infused. I thought in the third game, that maybe Reason might come back into it and do themselves a bit of, a bit of pride to leave here with, but it didn't quite happen. Ignite stepped up and put the goal in the back of the net.
I mean, that is a strong Reason team. It's different to the ones we've seen before. They've had a bit of time to play together, so we were expecting to see a better performance, but it's just at this stage they got their toughest match of the whole Elite Series so far, and it's at the point where they're finally starting to click. So that's why it was close in those last games, because they did find a few opportunities to score and almost take the game.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to welcome out the man himself, Sebadam, onto the panel so we can bring him right down. Give him a round of applause that he deserves.
Got some popcorn?
Nah.
Okay, no popcorn.
I'm good.
Yeah, that was Shogun's little joke for us about the match, that we can sit back and enjoy this one. Did you enjoy playing that one against Reason?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, they just missed everything, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, in the third game, they began to score. Were you a little bit nervous about it? It went to 2-2 when Ignite stepped up and delivered.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I knew we would win anyway, and like we were talking about celebrations in the middle of the game, and that probably kind of threw us off a bit. Because like when we got $2, I was like, remember our celebration?
Yeah.
Because we planned a celebration for this, like the in-game celebration.
Yeah.
And then we got kind of scored on as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you're putting your own choreography into this to Elite Series tournament. Look, those are your stats from today: 3 goals, 4 assists, 2 saves. Normally, you're the man with all the saves. What just weren't needed in that respect today?
Yeah. Then they were able to pass it to me, like Doomsday and Ignite, and just worked out because Reason's defense is not too great, so it was fairly simple to dash shot in.
Yeah. Gregan, we were talking about Sebadam maybe being unleashed a little bit in today. Did that sort of really happen? Did you see that today?
I mean, normally you like to sit back and let those two do their work, but you are more than capable of going up. And is it in these kind of games where it's a little bit more relaxed, as you were saying, you're talking about your celebrations before you'd even won? Is that the kind of place where you start to come out and do a bit more?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that probably explains it. You know, when you're a defensive player and you don't have to worry about defending too much, you can get a little bit boring. You know, when the keeper wants to come up for a corner kind of thing in a match.
What about yourself, Onset? What did you see in that matchup?
It's interesting that you say you're sort of halfway through that game, you're already sort of planning your celebrations and stuff. Now, last week you had a tough game as well, and it was one of those that I think, you had Doomsy down, and you said, maybe we overlooked this one a little bit. Now, when we get into the semi-finals and the playoffs, do you think that could be a detriment to you, or do you think you'll just get that sort of the concentration levels back up and really focus up?
Yeah, I think we can focus up, depending on the team. I think any team will focus for quite well, so I think it should be fine.
Without trying to jinx you in any way, shape or form, nice little hug there, Frag. We're watching your hugging technique, solid work. Yep, just a handshake there. No hugging for Swow 6. There's a question. Why no hug for Swow? No, I'm kidding. Sebadam, I want to ask, do you feel like a winning team? When you take your seats, you get ready, and you get that 3, 2, 1, do you feel like winners? Do you feel like you're going to win every match?
What, from the start?
Yeah.
Yeah, against some teams. Against Prophecy, I thought it might lose or might be close, and it was. But yeah, I normally think we can win. So yeah.
And then that's going to put you in good stead for the rest of this tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, it's confidence is very important. Confidence is key.
Okay, well, I got to say, can anyone beat them? What does it take to beat Infused?
I think Method are certainly ones that you're going to be worried about going forward, because you did catch them when they weren't used to the LAN environment. So perhaps that's something to watch out for.
Definitely.
Also, maybe the Envious team. They're looking quite strong now. Certainly watch out for them. But if you perform as well as you can do, I think you've got a strong chance of going on and taking the whole series.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think you're probably looking at Method and Envy as the two teams that are going to be challenging you most. I just hope that you don't go into those games with the wrong mindset. I hope you go in and you close out those wins.
Well, congratulations, Sebadam, for the win. Normally what we do is we have someone from the winning team come and join us in the panel. I don't know whether you flipped a coin for it, because Doomsy's decided he wants to sit with Ariel Free and a couple of fans in the audience.
Yes, he does. Now, I love this, because Doomsy's just been revealing to me that rather than communicating to each other, working really hard in that game, you were spending most of your time deciding how you're going to celebrate.
Yeah, well, we were like 2-2 in the final game, and we could have conceded, but we were just talking about making sure we get our celebrations right. But it was a bit silly.
Earlier, we spoke to the wonderful Adam, and you've now been joined by Maxwell, two massive Doomsy fans, both 12 years old. What are the words of advice you could give to them?
Just practice to your heart's content, and just focus on one skill at a time. So you've got to pick each part of your game and just grind that upwards, so you've got something to focus on, and then you'll naturally get everything better.
I love it as well, Max. You've got a Team Infused jumper on, which someone gave to you, but it's in a size large, isn't it? So it's kind of like a dress jumper, something you can grow into potentially. Do you think you could be future stars in Rocket League?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Love that. And you, Adam? Give us a nod. Yeah, you could be. Is it lovely to meet your hero, Doomsy? Okay, good. Love that. Doomsy, what advice could you give to me to be a Rocket League player?
Just play a lot more.
Is it a bit too late? Play a lot more.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Okay. Right, we've got a last match of the day. Envious and Epsilon. Who do you think could win it?
Envious.
Envious, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
All right, okay. We've actually got a poll going on our Twitter page at Gfinity between Envious and Epsilon. Now, if you are voting for Envious, make sure you use the hashtag EOD. If you are voting for Epsilon, it's hashtag EpsiRL. Two very different hashtags that are really not easy to remember. Right, we're going to go back to Tom now, who's with our casters.
Hashtag EOD is my favourite hashtag ever. Listen, congratulations, Doomsy, and lovely to see some of the fans that have come along to the Gfinity Arena. It is going to be a great match, Epsilon versus Envious. We've seen some brilliant ones already, and I have to say a massive congratulations to our first semi-finalist, Team Infused, and to our other winners so far today, Endpoint and Method. We will be back at 5 p.m. with a fascinating looking matchup as Team Envious go for the playoffs against the unpredictable Epsilon. I've got to thank Onset and Greg. We will see you soon for more Rocket League. That was a cheesy smile from both of you. Don't do that ever again. I'm kidding. See you soon.